More people than ever are expected to turn 65 in the United States this year. 4.2 million is the exact number. It is being called Peak 65. These numbers are expected to continue to increase, peaking in 2027. Thea Lazuriaga is here with more on what we can expect and what we should be doing. So Thea, always good to have you here. Thank you so much for coming back to York, Carolina.
And thank you again for having us.
Of course.
Thank you.
So that question is, when someone is approaching 65, when should they actually, how far in advance should they really be preparing for that Medicare conversation?
So ideally, a good time to start researching your options is between 3 and 6 months, because that's the time you can activate. 3 months prior to the 65th birthday month is when a person activates Medicare. But because there's so much confusion out there, it can be daunting, it can be overwhelming. I mean, people call me as early as sometimes 5 years before that. They're more than welcome to give us a call before then, just so they can, you know, easily transition into that. But yes, ideally, I would say 3 to 6 months prior to the 65th birthday month.
And it can be very daunting and overwhelming. That's why we want to work with someone who knows the ins and outs and keeps up with everything that's happening. So that's why you want to call Thea and get in touch with her. What types of things should we be doing in that 3 to 6 months? Like, is it just the conversation to kind of see what, you know, what the options are, what has changed?
The most important thing that you folks need to do in that time period to make sure you don't make any mistake is just grab your calendar and give me a call. Give us a call. That is very, very important. I've been doing this for almost 21 years now. I'm licensed in many states, and I pride ourselves with building this agency with honesty and integrity and truly happy clients. You can certainly find us on Google and read those reviews for yourself. So I would say do that. And then if you need to do real research, just write down your list of doctors and medications. But the first most important thing is grab your calendar, like I said, 3 to 6 months before, and give us a call.
And that initial enrollment period is so important too. Talk about what needs to happen during that part.
So the initial enrollment period, if you're not collecting Social Security benefits yet, really is, like I said, 90 days prior to 3 months before, the month of the 65th birthday, and 3 months after. Folks who are already collecting Social Security benefits automatically receive their Medicare card at least 3 months prior to the 65th birthday. So it is important to pay attention to that.
Okay, and so for folks that are watching this right now, they said you're honest, you have integrity, you've been in the business for a long time. I'm sure you've seen success stories of folks that have gone through this process and they thought it was going to be so daunting, and then they find a pro that can take them through it and then seeing the relief kind of relieve their system. I'm sure that's important and rewarding for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So like I said, that's really what we do. We help simplify Medicare because, like you said, it can be very overwhelming, very daunting. There's so many different parts. So we pride ourselves in answering to our calling, so to speak, because this is really what we specialize in. And we're never allowed to charge a fee in their research, enrollment, and beyond. So might as well use our expertise.
Well, so folks watching this right now, they can, of course, call you. The number's on your screen. Is there a website they can go to find out more information and to kind of get in touch with you?
Sure. They can give us a call. The number is on the screen. Website is MedicareTLC.com. That's Medicare Tender Loving Care, because we will take care of you with tender loving care. And we have an office actually in downtown Greenville. But even if you're moving to another state, we are licensed in multiple states. So grab your calendar, give us a call. That's the very first thing you need to do. Find us on Google. Be one of our happy clients, because they can tell you stories of how we've made a difference in their lives.
Thea, thank you so much. MedicareTLC.com. We'll be sure to put all that information for you at our website, yourcarolina.tv.
Thank you.
Thank you.